Clarity Clinical Solutions.
Every clinical trial in the world, from a small academic study to a global Phase 3, must follow good clinical practice. GCP is the international ethical and scientific quality standard that protects participants and ensures credible data. Good clinical practice (ICH E6) is the international standard for designing, conducting, recording, and reporting clinical trials. It was developed by the International Council for Harmonization, which brings together regulators from the US, EU, and Japan. GCP has two core goals: protect the rights and safety of human subjects, and ensure credible data. The FDA and EMA have adopted GCP into law. GCP has 13 core principles. Trials must follow the Declaration of Helsinki. Benefits must outweigh risks. Subject rights and safety come first. Adequate information must support the trial. The trial must be scientifically sound. It must follow the approved protocol. Medical care is the investigator's responsibility. Staff must be qualified. Informed consent is required. Data must be properly handled. Confidentiality must be protected. Investigational products must follow GMP. And quality systems must be implemented. GCP exists because of past failures. Thalidomide caused severe birth defects in 10,000 babies, leading to the Kefauver-Harris Amendment requiring proof of efficacy and consent. The Tuskegee syphilis study and the Declaration of Helsinki established ethical frameworks. The ICH was formed in 1990 to harmonize differing regulations across countries. Before ICH, a sponsor might run a trial differently in each country. GCP ended that chaos. Investigator responsibilities under GCP. The investigator must have documented qualifications and GCP training. They are responsible for all medical decisions about subjects. They must personally supervise the trial and cannot simply delegate everything. They must review adverse events, sign off on ECRF pages, and be available for inspections. The investigator site file contains all essential documents proving compliance. Sponsor responsibilities. The sponsor must implement a quality management system covering all trial activities. They must appoint qualified monitors to oversee the trial. The sponsor is responsible for regulatory submissions, safety reporting, ensuring the investigational product meets GMP standards, and maintaining the trial master file. The monitor is the sponsor's eyes and ears at the site. IRB responsibilities under GCP. The IRB must review and approve the protocol, consent form, and recruitment materials before the trial starts. They conduct ongoing review at least annually. They can suspend or terminate the trial at any time. All decisions must be documented in written minutes showing how each member voted. Informed consent under GCP. The consent form must include 8 essential elements: study purpose, procedures, risks, benefits, alternatives, confidentiality, compensation for injury, and voluntary participation. Consent must be obtained before any trial-related procedure. The subject must have adequate time to consider. The signed consent form is a regulatory document filed in both the medical record and the investigator site file. Protocol compliance. GCP requires strict adherence to the approved protocol. Any change or departure is a protocol deviation. Minor deviations include a visit 2 days late. Major deviations include enrolling an ineligible patient. Major deviations must be reported to the IRB. All deviations must be documented, explained, and corrected. Willful noncompliance can result in investigator disqualification by the FDA. Safety reporting under GCP. All adverse events must be recorded in the ECRF and followed until resolution. Serious adverse events, life-threatening or resulting in death or hospitalization, must be reported to the sponsor within 24 hours. SUSARs, suspected unexpected serious adverse reactions, are the most serious category and must be reported to regulators within 7 to 15 days. Record keeping and archiving. GCP defines a list of essential documents that must be maintained. The Investigator site file and trial master file contain these documents. Records must be retained for at least 2 years after the last marketing application approval, in practice, 15 to 25 years. When a site closes, records must be transferred to the sponsor or an archival facility. Abandoned records are a serious GCP violation. GCP inspections. The FDA routinely inspects clinical sites, sponsor offices, IRBs, and laboratories. Inspectors look at informed consent, protocol compliance, adverse event reporting, drug accountability, and the audit trail. Inspections last 2 to 5 days. Outcomes include no action indicated, voluntary action indicated, or official action indicated. The FDA conducts about 200 to 300 clinical investigator inspections per year. Consequences of GCP violations. The FDA can reject all data from a site or an entire trial, wasting millions of dollars and years of work. They can disqualify an investigator, permanently barring them from conducting research. Sponsors face fines and criminal prosecution. In 2022, a major pharmaceutical company paid $4.5 billion for violations. Beyond legal consequences, GCP violations erode public trust in clinical research. So here is what we learned. GCP, ICH E6, is the international standard for ethical clinical trials. It has 13 core principles covering ethics, consent, data, and quality. Investigators, sponsors, and IRBs each have defined responsibilities. Inspections enforce compliance, with consequences including data rejection and disqualification. GCP exists because of past failures. It is not a suggestion. It is the foundation that allows regulators, doctors, and patients to trust that clinical trial results are real.